What's up, y'all? It's your boy J-Dub here with The Real Rush, and welcome to the world premiere of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. Cheers to younger me from a year ago, and cheers to all of y'all for being with us for this last year. Cheers, y'all. Caramel cherry bubbly. And that being said, it's The Real Rush on YouTube 1 year celebration, bitches! Bang yo head to the opening river! Saturday night, The Real Rush died, yeah. I might be a Commodore, but it ain't sound like I'm gonna be a member of Earth, Wind, and Fire no time soon, y'all. What's happening, y'all? It's your boy J-Dub, and welcome to episode 52 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. And as I've been stating all week, as I've been stating since last weekend, as I've been stating since the weekend before that, as I just stated a couple moments ago, we are celebrating 1 year of The Real Rush right here on YouTube this weekend, baby! And what a year it has been! Let's kick down some of the ballistic statistics for y'all. This would normally be called like a tail of the tape or some shit, and this would normally be where like UFC would play that epic music where it would show like the matchups in between the two fighters. Doom, doom, ha, 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 doom, ha, doom, ha. I don't have anything cool like that, but I do have some cool ass statistics here for y'all. So, as of this episode, so at the end of this episode, I should say, we will have reviewed 219 movies in the last year, if my calculations are correct, Marty. Which they usually are rarely ever incorrect. So, not to, dust off my own shoulder or pop my own collar or whatever the cool kids are doing these days. What else we got? In the last year. Now, well, I admit, this actually should be episode 53. It really should be. There was only one weekend in the last year that your boy did not film an episode of The Real Rush, hence only one weekend within the last year that an episode of The Real Rush did not air. And that was Royal Rumble weekend, but that doesn't mean that the Rush itself stopped. Your boy was still going to the movies the entire time. We just saved the reviews from that 1 week where we didn't film and air an episode until the very next episode. I think that was episode 18. And I believe I called it Back by Popular The Man. And I wore The Man t-shirt. Becky Lynch, what's up, girl? You get tired of Seth, holla at your boy. Now I gotta worry about Seth Rollins coming to kick my ass. So, only missing one weekend in the last year, that is a true testament to the hardcoreness of all that is The Real Rush. Not just here on YouTube, but a true testament to the hardcoreness of The Real Rush overall. Got some more statistics for you. What's the next one? Okay, so 219 movies in the last year, and in the last year, that's 10 theaters visited. So all 219 movies were within 10 theaters. We'll break down those, we'll break down those theaters. We talking Cinemark Centerville, Cinema Arts in Fairfax. We got the Angelica. We got Regal Virginia Gateway, Gainesville. We got the Airbus. We got, what the hell is that? Oh, that's Rave / Cinemark Fairfax Corner. We got Potomac Mills AMC. We got Hoyt's. We got AMC Hoffman Center. That's where we went to go see Schindler's List. And we also had Regal Fairfax Town Center. 10 theaters over the last year. That's where those 219 movies have been spread out amongst. Do we got any other stuff? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Your boy has got, I wouldn't necessarily call it fashion sense, but at least there's some fashion variety. I don't know if anybody's quite noticed this fact or not, but your boy has rocked a different pro wrestling t-shirt every single damn episode. And just like the real rush when it comes to movies in the theater, when we go to see them, same as with the wrestling t-shirts, there have been no repeats thus far. So we got some streaks going. So that's like 520 something movies in the last year. No repeats. All first seen for the first time by these very eyes. Let's see. That means that's 52 episodes. Different t-shirt, pro wrestling, every episode. And is there something else I'm forgetting here? Oh, so since the fact that we've been going on, the last weekend that we missed was Royal Rumble weekend back in January. So let's see, this is episode 52, and we came back on episode 18. So that means that we're on something like a 35 week or 35 episode streak? No. Huh? 35? Is my math right on that shit? Hold on. 35 plus 17 equals 52. Yeah! 35 weeks! 35 episodes. Streaks in a row. That were 35 weekends. That's where we going on that. Alright. And that was from one sip of the good old caramel cherry bubbly. I'm gonna take another sip before we actually get down to this weekend's brass tacks. Damn, that is some good shit. That is some good shit. Right, yeah. Alright. So, let's go ahead and get on down to the brass tacks of episode 52. Because the celebration gotta keep on rolling, but even though it's party time, there's a little bit of business at hand that we need to get to. So let's go ahead and get on down to this week's Real Rush Ticket, episode 52. So, I would like to ask Year ago J-Dub, what? Just what was the first movie that we reviewed last year? Let's start things off with the animated feature, Smallfoot. So Smallfoot, huh? The irony, y'all. The irony of the Yetis. Because the very first movie that we're reviewing right here on this episode here today is called Abominable. And guess what? It's about an abominable snowman. It's about a Yeti. The same as Smallfoot. Now, before we actually get down to the review of this, I do want to state that last week I said that we were going to have 3 new movies reviewed for y'all this week. That number got bumped up to 5. It almost got to 6, but we'll get to what got left off at the end of the episode. But let's go ahead and get on down to the review here of the new animated feature that is called, excuse me, Abominable. Abominable is about what I was just screaming about here 2 seconds ago. It is about an abominable snowman, or a Yeti, whatever you wish, that has escaped from a research facility in China, and as it's on the run, it comes across and befriends 3 teenagers who figure out that, hey, this Yeti's from Mount Everest. This Yeti looks like it misses its family. This Yeti looks like somebody that we need to take home. And that's what they do. They set off on a quest to get the magical Yeti back to its home on top of Mount Everest, all covered in snow, while they're getting chased by some evil mofos that want to do some evil shit to the Yeti. That's the plot for Abominable right there. So how is Abominable? Well, same as Smallfoot last year. Abominable, it's more for the kids. But that's not to say that I don't think that adults will enjoy it any less. The kids are going to get a good laugh at, the jokes and stuff in the movie. It does have a little bit of a more serious tone, I did notice, for being that of, for lack of a better term, a kid's movie. But the reason that I say that adults will, get something out of this too, is that, same as I said about Smallfoot last year, this movie has a really good moral to it. It's still a very human tale that's portrayed on the screen. It made me cry. A lot. I'm not afraid to admit that. Y'all know I ain't afraid to admit that. But yeah, Abominable. It's on that tip, y'all. And the visuals in it, like as you might have seen in the theater, where they're riding the wave of the greens and the forest and stuff. I saw this in, for lack of a better term, standard definition in the theater, so I didn't see it in anything like IMAX or any premium quality like that, and it still looked magnificently stunning on the screen. But that's just my take on it. I know, for these kind of movies, you don't go for the stunning visuals or anything of that sort. You go for the family-friendly fare. And this is extremely family-friendly. So my suggestion is that you do go ahead and round up the family posse. Go ahead and round up the little ones. Because, it's not every weekend that a good family movie comes out. It's not every weekend that a family movie comes out. But rise up to the occasion. Round up the family posse. Go ahead and see Abominable, and I don't think that you will walk away disappointed. The kiddies will most certainly not walk away disappointed. Very sweet movie, very cute movie, y'all. Abominable, now playing everywhere. Go check it out. Next up on this Next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket. It's that time of year again, y'all. I do believe, without, anything being written on the calendar or anything like that to actually make it official, I'm just going to go ahead and make it official right here, right now. It does look like awards season is officially popping off for the 2K19 and the 2K20 film season. And the reason that I say this is because the next movie up on the Real Rush Ticket is the new biography about Miss Judy Garland that is aptly named Judy. And this stars Renee Zellweger as the legendary actress and singer. And it shows her some in her younger years, but most of it is Judy Garland in the late 60s, struggling to make ends meet, struggling to, make enough money to, let her kids have a good life and have a proper place to live, and, even be able to spend, proper time with them. When she ends up going over to London, where she finds out that she's still a really big name at her time. Her popularity here in the States had kind of waned by that point. But over in London, that's like David Hasselhoff taking his ass over to Germany. Like, she's huge over there. And she begins to make that ends meet, so she can make a better life for her family. And it tells about her struggles with depression and alcoholism and substance abuse and things of that sort. And wow, this is an amazing tale. If you do not already know the story of Judy Garland herself. And I wanted to, no, let's bring this up. Okay, so, Judy, Renee Zellweger, brings a presence to the screen, both as, she's acting as Judy Garland, and as she's singing and performing as Judy Garland on stage as on the Talk of the Town in London. She brings such a presence to the screen that it makes you want to applaud for her just as hard and at the same time as the on-screen audiences are doing so. And I also want to note, since we are talking award season here, Renee Zellweger brings a near... I gotta start this again. She brings a near Rami Malek, Freddie Mercury level type of performance to the screen. You could tell, like, homegirl did her homework when it came to portraying Judy Garland on the screen. Even down to performing all of Judy's songs that were selected for the film herself. And at first I kind of sat there. It's like, you know what? It kind of sounds like Renee Zellweger's voice singing. Now this is before I, discovered it during the ending credits. Or it could actually still be Judy Garland, or maybe a little bit of a mix between the two. But no. Excuse me. Confirmed by the ending credits. Ms. Renee performed all the songs herself. Ladies and gents, I do believe that we have ourselves our first bona fide... I'm putting it out there. I'm putting this out there right now. I'm going to go ahead and say that Renee Zellweger is going to be our first bona fide Best Actress nominee at any of the upcoming award shows. Golden Globes, that's pretty much in the bag right there as a nominee. Not saying she's going to win just yet because it's too early in the season to tell. We haven't seen any other future performances, anything upcoming yet to be able to make a complete accurate statement. You're going to have to wait for the special Real Rush Awards, pick show for that. But she's going to have a Golden Globe nomination in the bag. Still a little bit early to tell, Oscars-wise, because you know how they like to surprise us. But any other awards, yeah, I think she's got that in the bag to at least get the nomination. She brings that presence that is even like... Okay, what I'm trying to say here is J-Lo from Hustlers had that buzz around her. Could she possibly get a Best Actress nomination for her role in Hustlers? That's certainly a possibility. Renee takes that shit to a higher level. This should be a guaranteed Best Actress nomination. The film itself, very well done. Very well done. It'll make you laugh. It will hit you in the heartstrings. It does get quite heavy at times, since, we are talking about, some of the darker times in Judy Garland's life. But this, ladies and gents, don't sleep on Judy. This is an absolute must-see. Start getting your award season fixes in now. All the performances in it were great, but obviously, once again, Miss Renee Zellweger steals the show in this one. Judy is in somewhat limited release. It's not playing in wide release just yet. Not just yet. Because as we know, with a lot of movies that have awards potential, they usually don't pick up that wide release, steam until it does get closer and closer to award season. Or what's going to happen is, if she starts garnering nominations and Judy's not playing in theaters anymore, then they'll go ahead and ship it out for earlier Blu-ray release, because they're going to want people to see this for your consideration. So please don't just consider Judy. Go see Judy where you can find it. Get on your IMDb. Get on your Fandango. It is playing at the Angelica. That's where we saw it last night as part of yesterday's Friday Night Angelica lineup. Find out where it's playing, y'all. Go see Judy. Go get Judy. Go get Judy. Yeah. Bring her here. Come here. Huh. But seriously, y'all. Judy. Great movie. Outstanding performance. I would not mind actually going to go see it again. So Judy, please go see it where you can find it. Real quick, I want to go back to Abominable real quick. Thank you. Okay. Real quick. Make sure... so I did say this. Abominable is one of the most beautifully animated movies I've ever seen. Once again, you don't usually go to animated movies for that kind of, aesthetic, but it's there, so let it please the visual cortex while it's, going through your brain. And make sure that you do stay through the entire ending credits for maximum emotional impact. Boom. So now we can round up Abominable. And now we can say, next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket. Now this movie here, it's a Regal Cinemas exclusive. It's only playing at Regal Cinemas. I am talking about the new, excuse me, dark comedy, Villains. Villains stars Bill Skarsgård and Maika Monroe as a small-time criminal couple who end up breaking into the house of Jeffrey Donovan and Kira Sedgwick, married couple. They'll try to steal a car and whatnot. But it turns out that Bill and Maika done fucked around and broke into the wrong couple's house, because beneath their very, very, very pleasant and very, very southern dandy, if you will, gentleman and gentlewoman demeanor, there's some dark, twisted shit. Have you seen the trailer for this movie? I don't know if it's only showing, if they're only showing the trailer at Regal Cinemas as well. But did we see this trailer? I don't remember if we saw this trailer at a non-Regal cinema or not. But, ladies and gents, the balance of the thrills and the dark comedic manner and the dramatics and the performances by Skarsgård, Monroe, Donovan, and Sedgwick all around, ladies and gents, Villains, right off the bat, is one of this year's instant best movies. I will say it again. Villains, not playing everywhere, only at Regal Cinemas, is instantly one of the best movies of 2K19. I shit you not. Came out of nowhere like an RKO from Randall Keith Orton. Fine. Now, I gotta mention this too. It's not even playing at all Regal Cinemas. It's only playing at select Regal Cinemas, and it looks like if the Virginia Gateway Regal out in Gainesville, where we saw it the other night on Thursday night, it had 3 showings on Thursday, and then it looks like it's only got 1 showing a night for the remainder of the week, and that leads up till Wednesday before they reset their schedule. Is this only going to be playing for a week? I don't know, but I'll tell you this damn much. You want to find the select Regal Cinema where this movie is playing and see this joint as soon as possible. I know I just said don't sleep on Judy, but Villains is most certainly not one to sleep on, especially if it's only going to be in very few theaters for a very short amount of time. And with that being said, Villains is this week's Rush pick for movie of the week. I knew that it was going to be some off-the-wall madness banana shit when I did see the trailer for this, but I didn't know that it was going to pop off right from the second that the movie started all the way up until the ending credits finished rolling. And I had the whole theater to myself to just wow out on all the madness that was going on screen. And since I had the theater to myself, as soon as the ending credits started rolling, I stood up and gave it my own goddamn standing ovation. I hope y'all go do the same. Hope if it doesn't matter if it's just you in the theater, or if it's you and your honey, or you and your man, or if it's a theater packed with people. Give it an ovation when you finish seeing it, because I want to go ahead and damn near guarantee that it'll make you feel the exact same way. So Villains, once again, only playing at select Regal Cinemas, and it looks like it's very select showtimes. Find that on your IMDb, your at Fandango, or on the Regal Cinemas app. You know, use that app, get them points, y'all. Go see Villains where you can find it, y'all. I can most certainly guarantee that you will walk away not disappointed. Okay? Okay? Alright. Okay. Whew. Next, how we doing on time here, Rodney? Okay, all right. Next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, we're gonna go to documentary here. Now, this is one of the movies that we mentioned last week. That is one of the 3 movies that I said that we were gonna have review for you this week on episode 52 of the Real Rush. And this one is called Where's My Roy Cohn? And this is obviously centered around the famous lawyer who didn't exactly use the best practices and, the best morals to gain status and power and such throughout his lifetime. But it takes a pretty in-depth look. And this is the main reason why I wanted to see this movie is I like to try to understand both good and bad people. I try to understand why they behave the way that they do. And this movie does actually a pretty good job of kind of telling, for lack of a better term, the origin story of how Roy Cohn came to be such, for lack of a better term, a despicable human being. All the way up until the end of his life, where he stayed, true to his immorals all the way to the end, y'all. But not only does it provide you with really deep insight into that of Roy's life, but how his influence turned, how his influence, helped shape that of like McCarthyism and even how we got to be with who's sitting in the Oval Office these days. This movie does a great job of explaining all of that. And if your blood pressure was not high before you go into this movie, your blood's going to be boiling by the time that it is all said and done. Because it takes, once again, a really detailed look at not just a nasty human being, but at the nasty shit that this man did and succeeded at it, which in turn gained him the fame and recognition that he so desired. So if you don't know any of the story behind Roy Cohn, as with any documentary, I'm always going to suggest not looking any of it up before you go into the movie. Go see this first, then do a little bit of research afterwards if you so please to do so. Take a little bit more of an in-depth look, so this way you're not exactly going into it with any type of bias. Let this set the precedent, and then come out and then do what you wish with the knowledge that you have retained. But yeah, like I said, this more or less explains a lot of how the political system as we know it, the American political system as we know it, got to be the way it is now. So, whether you're a political person or not, which I am most certainly not, I mean, I gotta pay attention to it because I like to, walk out of my door in the morning knowing whether or not the fucking world's gonna be on fire or not when I step out the damn thing. But whether you're a political person or not, this provides insight into what you see every day, whether you want to see it or not. So, Where's My Roy Cohn? Outstanding documentary by Matt Tiernauer. Go check it out. It is in limited release. It is now currently playing at the Angelica. We saw this as part of yesterday's Friday night Angelica lineup as well. Go see this where you can find it. Check your IMDb. Check your Fandango. Go check out Where's My Roy Cohn? And before we get down to the last movie on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, once again, y'all, 1 year here on YouTube. Cheers. So, as you can see, we are standing outside of good old Cinema Arts Theater up here at Fair City Mall in good old Fairfax, Virginia, where we've just gotten out of our viewing of The Sound of Silence, which in turn wraps up all of the viewings that we had on the slate for episode 52 of The Real Rush, which you're watching right now. And as I've probably already mentioned a million times in this episode, we are celebrating 1 year of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. So since it's a celebration, you know what that calls for, y'all. Calls for a little bit of sip of the caramel cherry bubbly. Let's take a sip of the bubbly. That's good bubbly. Now, this weekend, so we hit, not only did I just hit all of the same 4 theaters that I hit on the same, or on the first episode of The Real Rush last year, that would be Cinemark Centerville, Regal Virginia Gateway out in Gainesville, the Angelica, and now Cinema Arts. But it was actually here at Cinema Arts last year, as I had just come out of the Children Act, where I got a DM on Instagram from my boy, Rich Stone. What's up, partner? And my boy said, and I quote, "Yo, you got to talk about the fucking movies, man." So between that and my good old boy, Jeffy Altenheim, who had been, kind of pushing me in that direction, turn that from a blog into a weekly video review show, here we are. A year later, starting that off, I didn't think that we were going to last like 5 episodes. I didn't know it was going to be a weekly thing. I thought it would be, like a once a month thing. But here we are, a year later, 52 episodes deep. So that all being said, I just want to send a good old epic shout out to my boys Rich and Jaffe. Thank you for giving me that extra oomph. Thank you for giving me that extra boost. Thank you for giving your boy that extra mojo. Thank you for giving your boy that extra kick in the ass to go ahead and get The Real Rush started on YouTube. 52 episodes deep, 1 year deep. Who knows where this may lead us from going from this point forward. So thank you to you two fine gentlemen. And thank you for everybody, for watching The Real Rush thus far here on YouTube. Cheers, y'all. Let's get on back to the rush. Bubbly. Bubbly. Since your boy doesn't drink actual bubbly, this will have to do. But hey, that's alright though, because if I want to, I can still, go like drive somewhere and shit after drinking that stuff. Don't drink and drive, ladies and gents. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Please be responsible, okay? If I can ever put out any serious message on this show, please stay responsible, my friends, my dudes, and my dudettes. Alright? Alright. So, last up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, this movie actually popped up on our radar like an RKO out of nowhere. This came up at Cinema Arts, showed up on their ticket a couple days ago, so I said, okay, we're gonna go see it. And this movie is called The Sound of Silence. And this movie stars Peter Sarsgaard as a man named Peter Lucian, who is what he calls himself as a quote-unquote house tuner. And what he does is he goes around hired by, random people to come inspect their living situation to figure out something that is making the people irritable or restless or not able to sleep or, any type of malady, whatever the reason may be. His theory is that there are certain sounds that are not audible to the average human ear, but you can tell them, like from electrical appliances and things of that sort, that they have like a certain hum to it. Like if you notice, like your refrigerator might have a or your water cooler or if your TV's on at night, it has that high pitch. It's there. You can always tell the difference, like between electrical hums and stuff, when your power goes out. Notice how it's just that quiet. But notice how even when your power goes out, there's still what? That sound of silence. And he is an expert on that very sound of silence. Now, as weird as all this sounds, no pun intended, his tactics to fix these things in people's homes are actually quite accurate and tried and true. So his name gets around New York City on how to come about to help people with their problems just by tuning their homes. Well, he meets Rashida Jones's character, who is having problems sleeping at night, and it turns out this man has now met his match. He cannot figure out exactly, he cannot pinpoint where the problem in her home is coming from. This is one of those like quirky, offbeat movies. So you got Peter Sarsgaard, you got Rashida Jones, you got Austin Pendleton, you have Tony Revolori. Beautifully shot, beautifully acted, outstanding sound mixing. The quirkiness about it, however, might just be enough to throw the average moviegoer off. This is normally where I would say like the average moviegoer might not quote unquote get this kind of movie. But if you're a fan of like quirky movies like this, absolutely you want to keep this on your radar. It kind of hit me in a way where it's one of those that I need to let sink in. You know, on that drive home, just kind of let sink in. And this is one that ultimately, as I woke this morning, you know, it made a little bit more sense after I slept on it. But that's not to say that this may just be one of those movies that may warrant that second viewing just to really catch all the logistics that you might have missed the first time. That'll make the movie absolutely make complete sense to you. So don't let that throw you off. You most certainly want to go see it. I, however, want to recommend, given the sound mixing in it, and I didn't know that it was available in this format until it went to go roll at the ending credits. In select theaters, this is actually showing in Dolby Atmos format. I saw this at Cinema Arts last night, and they have a pretty good sound system. I was hearing things, and again, I had the entire theater myself. I was hearing things from behind and from the sound, and from the sides of me, that typically surround sound isn't really used to pinpoint like this accurate, but it actually had me doing this shit. Like looking around and stuff, man. So I would warrant a second viewing of this film just on the fact alone that if I could find this playing with Dolby Atmos or Dolby Vision like format, that hardcore quality format, if I can find a theater where this is playing, yeah, I just may go ahead and give this a second viewing. But once again, if you're a fan of those kind of quirky, type of offbeat, ultimate love story movies, this movie is going to be right up your alley. Sound of Silence, currently in very limited release. It was screened in competition at Sundance earlier this year under the dramatic genre. It is currently playing at Cinema Arts in Fairfax, but of course, once again, if you're not in the DC metropolitan area, all you gotta do is check out your IMDb and your Fandango to see where this is playing. And once again, if you can't find your premium format theater like an AMC or something, or a Regal, where this is playing with the proper Dolby Atmos channeling system, go see it in that format, and hopefully that'll engross you in the movie just a little bit more. But yeah, most certainly, Sound of Silence is most certainly one to check out, y'all. So go check that shit out. And that, my friends, is a wrap for episode 52 of The Real Rush, right here on YouTube. Am I missing anything? Did I hit all the points that I need to do? I brought it back, you see? Last year, I was doing the same shit. I was using good old faithful here as my notes before we started actually like writing the stuff down. But yeah, looks like we got everything here. Cool. So, it is at this time in every episode where I like to go ahead and mention that the third Friday monthly Bandit show is coming up. Our next date of showing. performing, I should say, is going to be on October 18th, Friday, October 18th at 7:30 at Stagecoach Theater Company out in Ashburn, Virginia. I would like for anybody who is watching this, who wants to come out and have a laugh, you know, we don't do any religious jokes, we don't do any political jokes. We want you to come out for an hour and a half to 2 hours, just laugh your ass off, forget about all the bullshit in the world for that time. That is our mission, to entertain, make you laugh, forget about the world bullshit for that time. Tickets are on sale right now. You can either get them online or you can get them at the door, day of show. I like to recommend that you go ahead and get those tickets online as soon as possible. So that way, you don't have to worry about showing up day of show and possibly having to be turned away, which we have had to do in the past. I don't want that to happen to you. Tickets are $15 at the door, but they are $12 online. But if you go online to get your tickets and you use the promo code JOHN, in all caps, JOHN, you get yourself a discount, y'all. So where can you go online to get your tickets for the monthly third Friday Stagecoach Bandit show? You can go visit us at stagecoachtc.com/stagecoach-bandits. Once again, that is Stagecoach, T as in Tom, C as in Coach.com/stagecoach-bandits. Promo code John, all caps, JOHN, because that's my name. Don't wear it out. Wear that shit out, actually, please. And coming up on episode 53 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube next weekend, I will have reviewed for you one of the most anticipated movies of not just the fall, but of the shit. I wouldn't even say just of the year too. I'd say of this decade, before we close out this decade, before we get to 2K20 here in a couple months. We're going to have a review for y'all. Joker. And I just found out before going on camera here tonight, ladies and gents, that the Airbus is going to be showing this in IMAX format. So you know where my ass is going to be coming this Thursday to go watch this joint. There's already Oscar buzz surrounding Joaquin's performance in it. So, definitely looking forward to this one. So we're going to have that reviewed for you. What else going to have reviewed for y'all? We have Lucy in the Sky, looking like a psychological space drama with Natalie Portman and John Hamm. Looking quite interesting. We'll see how this fares, coming on the heels of that of Ad Astra last week. So we'll see how this plays out for you. And last but most certainly not least, Raise Hell, The Life and Times of Molly Ivins. And this is the movie that I had pseudo-mentioned at the beginning of this episode as the potential 6th movie for this week, for this episode that you're watching right now. However, schedule conflicts, we were not able to get that in this week. Because they were actually showing this. This is actually playing at Cinema Arts as we speak, but it's playing on the very same screen as The Sound of Silence. So, because of that, the times were not working out right. We weren't able to get to Raise Hell yesterday. But we always get to Raise Hell. We just weren't able to get to Raise Hell, the movie, yesterday. So hopefully we'll be able to get to that for you and have that review for you next week. No guarantees, but most certainly fingers crossed on that one. Whew. As always, ladies and gents, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any shit like that, please feel free. Don't hesitate to go ahead and type those on to the YouTube page where you are viewing this week's episode right here, right now. I want to take this very moment, as I do every episode, but even more so this episode, to thank everybody who has subscribed to the Real Rush channel here on YouTube thus far within the last year. I know I was stressing at the beginning that I really wanted to get to that 100 subscribers mark so we could go ahead and get that custom URL so we can, get rid of that string thing we got going on at the top, www.youtube.com/elementalp-q to the PVG and the LBC down with Snoop D-O-double-G to the second power and all that stuff. One of these days I would like to have it say www.youtube.com youtube.com/therealrush someday. In order to do that, I do still need to get to 100 subscribers. So please, if you haven't subscribed to The Real Rush on YouTube just yet, what you waiting for? You want to be the first to know when your boy drops a new episode? And please, in an effort to get to 100 subscribers, just like you should be doing love these days, ladies and gents, please spread the word of The Real Rush in the same manner. Go ahead and tell your peoples that you know a guy. In fact, I may just be the only dude out here in Prince William City that sees every single movie that comes out in a theatrical setting. I'd say that I probably have like a good body temperature, a 98.6 viewing rate of every single movie. That means there's like 1.4% movies that come out that I don't get to see. Or maybe it's a little bit more than that. I don't know. Maybe I'm tooting my horn a little bit there. But hey, it's a year celebration. Gotta toot it a little bit. But yes. But also know that within the last year, seeing as in we have now, as of this episode, reviewed 219 movies. That's 219 movies for y'all. And not all of them, obviously, are still playing in the theater. A lot of those, by this point, have made it to home media or digital or any type of streaming like Netflix or Hulu, or have even made it on the cable, HBO, Cinemax, Showtime by this point. So if there's any movie that has come out since this time last year up till now that you haven't seen yet, and you want to know what your boy thought about it, all you gotta do is go up to the YouTube search bar at the top here and type in quotation marks, The Real Rush, followed by, outside of quotation marks, the movie title of the movie that you're looking for. And then guess what? Boom! Instant movie review on demand from your boy. Because you know what? The Real Rush has y'all covered for life, son! And as always, you can follow your boy on Instagram for my live movie check-ins as they occur. And that is at JDubChampion. Hashtag The Real Rush. And for The Real Rush, ladies and gents, once again, as we close out this 1 year celebration of The Real Rush being on YouTube, once again, I want to thank y'all, everybody, for watching this episode thus far. Please stay tuned in the weeks, months, maybe even years to come. We don't know what big things we'll have for you here in the future, so please stay tuned. But in the meantime, while you're at the movies, chill out, y'all. There's no need to do all the yipping and the yapping and the chittering and the chatting and stuff, you know, disturbing the theater. There's no need to be checking the phones every 5 seconds. There's no need to be checking your smartwatches every 10, 5 seconds, whatever. I guarantee you this, ladies and gents, any conversations and even the time, all that will be waiting for you after the movie's all said and done. But while you're chilling, enjoy yourselves at the movies, ladies and gents. Have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. And we'll see you next weekend. Peace. You know what? Cinema Arts? That's not a bad idea at all.